The night was restless. Thunder growled across the sky as Amira ran toward the river, barefoot, her wrapper soaked in tears. Behind her, her mother-in-law's voice still echoed through the rain. "Leave my son, barren woman. The gods have cursed your womb." Amira stumbled to her knees at the water's edge, clutching her belly as though she could hold her pain inside. Lightning split the sky and her reflection rippled in the dark current, broken, trembling, desperate. "Please," she cried, her voice cracking, "spirits of the river, hear me. If there is mercy left in this world, bless me with a child. I will give anything, anything." For a moment, the world went silent. No frogs croaked, no wind stirred. Then the river began to glow faintly, as if something ancient had awakened beneath the surface. When Amira lifted her head, an old woman stood before her, her eyes burning like moonlight through fog. "You call for the spirits," the woman said softly, "but do you understand the price?" Amira trembled, unable to answer. The old woman stepped closer, her feet leaving no imprint on the wet ground. "You speak of children as though they are the only measure of your worth, but the river gives nothing without taking something in return." Amira bowed deeply, too desperate to question the warning. "Please," she whispered, "take whatever you must." The old woman extended her hand, revealing a small silver leaf that shimmered like starlight. "Bury this beneath the moonlight. When the first rains fall, the spirit of the river will hear your prayer." Then she vanished, leaving only ripples where she stood. Amira followed her instructions that very night. She planted the silver leaf behind her hut and wept as the rain began to fall. Days turned into weeks, and one morning she awoke with a strange flutter in her belly. The midwives later confirmed what she could hardly believe. She was with child. Her husband Jidi wept with joy, holding her as though he'd found the world's rarest treasure. Even her mother-in-law, Mama Efe, who once spat venom at the sound of her name, now praised her. "The gods have finally looked upon us," she said, kissing Amira's forehead. Months passed, and Amira gave birth to a boy, a beautiful child with eyes like midnight water. They named him Sorrow. From the moment he was born, the air around him seemed different. The animals quieted when he cried. The rain came only when he laughed. He was special. But strange blessings often carry heavy shadows. As Sorrow grew, odd things began to happen. Crops near their hut grew greener than any others. Sick children recovered after playing with him. The villagers began to whisper. Some said he was a child of the spirits. Others said Amira had made a dangerous pact. One night, Mama Efe entered their hut without warning, clutching a calabash filled with cowries. Her eyes burned with suspicion. "You brought something into this home," she hissed. "Something not of man. Tell me, Amira, what did you do that night by the river?" Amira froze. "Mother, I only prayed." "Liar," Mama Efe shouted. "No mortal child can command the rain." Jide tried to calm her, but Mama Efe stormed out, vowing to cleanse the family before misfortune struck. The following morning, Sorrow fell ill. His laughter stopped and his small body burned with fever. The healers tried everything, but nothing worked. Amira spent sleepless nights beside him, begging the river spirits to spare him. One evening, she heard a whisper outside her hut. She stepped out and found the same old woman standing beneath the moonlight. "You were given what you asked for," the spirit said. "But every blessing demands balance. The river is calling for what is owed." Amira fell to her knees, tears streaming down her face. "Take me instead," she pleaded. "Take my life, not his." The spirit's eyes softened. The river does not trade life for life. It reclaims its own. Sorrow's cry pierced the night, then went silent. Amira rushed inside, clutching his still body to her chest, screaming his name until her voice broke. Days later, the villagers buried Sorrow near the river. They said strange lights danced over his grave that night. Jidi withdrew into himself, barely speaking. Mama Efe wept in guilt, realizing her anger had called forth the curse Amira had feared all along. Amira, broken and hollow, returned to the river where it all began. "You gave me hope only to take it away," she whispered to the water. "Why show me love if you meant to teach me pain?" The river shimmered faintly, and a soft voice echoed. "Love and pain are twins, Amira. One cannot exist without the other." She closed her eyes and stepped into the water. When the villagers found her the next morning, her body was gone, but the river flowed clearer than it ever had before. Years later, children playing by the river claimed they sometimes saw a woman's reflection smiling at them from beneath the surface, gentle, sad, and endlessly loving. Some say she guards the river now, granting children to those who cry with a pure heart. Others say she waits, forever holding the spirit of the child she once begged for. And so the village remembers. The river gives, but it never gives freely.